What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Here we are. It is the 21st day of March. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy how made a video yesterday? We were literally down here, and you went all the way up, and then all the way back down, and then all the way back up again. So much volatility. You're gonna get that volatility. Here's why. Here's why you're gonna get that volatility. There's a bunch of people here who told themselves, I'm going to buy, and then when it pumps, I'm going to sell. There's a bunch of people here who bought at higher prices, who told themselves, I just want to get out, man. When it pumps, I'm going to sell. And whenever it pumped up here, a lot of them probably didn't sell. But whenever it dumped back down here, they probably did sell. And that gave an opportunity for people to buy, the smart money to buy, right? And that's what I was saying yesterday. The smart money's probably buying here anyways. That's a good place to enter. Here we are pulling back down again. This is another moment where anybody who got kind of frozen in the headlights, as it were, they're probably making their plays now, whether they want to sell or they want to buy. You're getting that volatility because you're a low market cap, low volume coin. You've been boring. You're seeing some excitement. People don't know what to do with themselves. That's my assumption on the matter. Okay, you're down 7% today. It's worth talking about, man. Well, you're in the process of a good move, I think. I meant what I said yesterday, and I still mean it today, that I think you have higher to go. I do. That's good volume, man. That's good volume. That is a breakout move. You've been consolidating since February 6th. That's a good move. That's good breakout volume. And again, looking at this for what it's worth, not that this has to happen. It didn't happen here. It didn't happen here. It didn't even happen here. You missed it. But if it does happen, you're all the way up at 0036. I would assume that most of you who've invested over this period of time, let alone the people that invested beforehand, the G's, the straight OGs, shout out to Crypto Future on that note, I would assume that most of you would be at a point where you could either sell for neutral, a slight gain, or a very minimal loss in comparison to here. That gives you a lot of power. I'm not saying that you should sell here. I'm just saying the opportunity that could present itself is very positive for being in a bear market in crypto, right? You have a chance to kind of wipe your hands clean. Or, wait for a pullback, buy more. Maybe you break out. Like maybe something more fantastic happens. And again, you don't have to go all the way up here. I just think that you're far enough away from this line. I think that you've been in this channel for long enough. You went neutral. You've got volume coming in. I think that it continues. And what we did yesterday only helps validate that. I want to look at the short-term stuff. We'll get into the longer-term stuff here in a second. Sorry, guys. Man, I'm sick. 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this. Whew. I need some water, man. I took a spoonful of honey. By the way, that's so nice whenever your throat hurts. A spoonful of raw, unfiltered honey, baby. Oh, yeah. Colorado honey. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got the wildflower life out here. Those bees eat good, and they make some good honey. Clover honey is cool. I think it tastes funny, though. I like whatever. Just the natural. You know that Colorado produces most of America's honey? Did you know that? Well, now you know that. Yeah. If you look at any type of honey container that you get, it's probably either from Texas or Colorado. There's plenty of other places it could be from as well. Brazil or other places, it can be. There's plenty of honey, but most of the honey in America, I would bet 7 out of 10 times you're looking at the back, it's made in Colorado. You're getting that Colorado Majesty, baby. Anyways, that Purple Mountain Majesty. Whew. We got special flowers here, if you catch my drift. Anyways, I'm getting too distracted, man. 1 hour time frame. Lower lows here in the RSI. Higher lows in the price. Bullish, hidden bullish divergence. I like it. Same thought here that we had yesterday, right here. You have consistently found support here for weeks. Well, sorry. Yes. Almost 2 weeks. Yes, actually. That's accurate. Doesn't mean you have to now, but damn it if it doesn't look good. If you do move lower, I would think that you'd at least come up and either find resistance at the 60 or find resistance at the overbought zone, one of the two. You got overbought, that's a nice implication. I would think that you do go back up here. We'll see though. Not bearish here. That's all I'm trying to say. Stochastics coming out of the oversold zone. Nice. MACD looking to find support at the 0. Nice. You're at an area with all these indicators where it makes sense to move up. You do have a bit of an M shape here. Hold on, guys. You do have a bit of an M shape here. And if you go below this low, that would not be nice. Likely, if you go below this low, you will see death and destruction and you will return back to these low points before the pump. And if that's the case, oh well. You're back where you were before. I don't see that happening. Zebec has done this kind of stuff before. It's done it before and worse. But call me crazy. I think that this time's a little bit different. I like the looks right now. As long as you're above this low, I have no problem. And if you're hearing that and you're thinking, oh, you mean as long as we close above that low? Maybe. I mean, like if we wick below it, technically in this kind of formation, any kind of price below this low at all is very damning. But maybe. Maybe if you just wick a little bit below it, but as long as you're closing above it, maybe. I would just prefer to stay away from it entirely. Let me zoom. Let's use the 4-hour time frame real quick. Okay, we'll take this low here. Go to the high. Going just below the 0.5, you're kind of at the golden ratio zone area. You look productive. You don't. This is not a bearish format in the fibs. It is weird. It is kind of odd, but you've got weird price action. You're in a weird time. You were so neutral for so long. Weird emotions are coming out of people. It might be the case. Your volume's dying off. That signals that you are in a consolidation phase. We'll see how this develops over the coming days. I doubt that we're moving up right now. Maybe it could happen. But as long as you're consolidating like this, I don't really see any problems, man. I don't see any problems at all. Lower lows in the RSI on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence. Stochastics bouncing off the 50. This is exactly where you want to be. The RSI overall, higher lows. Beautiful. Looks good. Yeah. Higher highs here, lower highs here in the RSI and in the stochastics and in the MACD. That's bearish divergence. Guess what? That move suffices. Just because it's bearish divergence doesn't mean that you have to see this. This move down is exactly what the divergence called for. You don't have to move lower. You could, you still could, but you don't have to. So if you're worried about this bearish divergence, this move should take away your worries because now you've gone back below where the divergence formed to begin with. There's no more divergence. Now there's hidden divergence. And this is how a lot of novices get trapped. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're right. Divergence like this is stronger than hidden divergence, but I would at least expect that we try from here. And if when we try, we get a serious rejection, well, then we know that we're going lower. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think the stochastics, the RSI, even the MACD, they're right at a place where you'd expect them to bounce. When I say bounce, sure. Yeah, maybe we do this over the weekend, maybe. Right now, I'm kind of meaning that we'll just consolidate. And then maybe on Monday, we'll break out of this, or Sunday, we'll break out of this to the upside. Anything could happen, though. Daily time frame here, overbought, now you're not. But there's still about 9 hours left in this day. If we closed here, that's actually, I would consider that like an area to find support on just right at the overbought zone, which is a very powerful signal if you do that. If we get overbought and then we're out of the overbought zone, you know, maybe if we close here or lower, maybe the next couple of days are rather neutral. But call me crazy, I think that we're actually going to move up by the end of today. I think, 8 hours, 52 minutes left. I wouldn't be surprised if we had more of a wick on this day, less of a body on this day. We could even close today green. It really could be the case, you guys. Yesterday you saw a 15% day, the day before that 11%. Today could close at an even larger amount of growth in the last 2 days. It's the weekend. It's not my forte to call for that, but it could happen. It could happen. You got low volume, low liquidity. It can definitely happen over the weekend. The MACD's crossing above the 0. You're getting good momentum coming in. I don't believe that this stops here. I personally don't believe that it does. Who cares what my beliefs are? Believe in one hand, take a dump in the other. The dump will probably come first. But if you take a high to a low here, you're at the golden ratio zone. Yesterday, we already came all the way back down here, so we've already back tested prior resistance for support. I'm thinking that we move up higher. Does that mean that we go up to 0029 and that's it? Maybe. 0032 and that's it? Maybe. 0035 and then we come back down? Maybe. Any and all of those are acceptable targets. Higher, even 0044 at the moment, because of what we're doing here, is something to consider. I think that's the least likely target because, again, in this lower high dynamic, it doesn't really make sense. But it could happen. I think this price or anything lower is what makes sense, but something above where we are now. I hope I'm not wrong. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.